Can you finance a probate sale when you're a buyer? The answer is, well, yeah, as long as the seller allows you to. You know, in any transaction, there's a negotiation between the buyer and the seller. Sometimes sellers prefer or require cash sales only because they believe there's no way to get things financed. Now, I've had cases where the MLS would say cash only, and I've called the listing agent and said, look, I can get this financed with a hard money lender or even cases with conventional lenders. And as a salesman, my job is to sell the listing agent on that. And if they agree to it, then we have a sale. In fact, if they agree to it, I've really earned my commission as a great salesperson. So can you finance a probate sale by law? Now, I will say I operate in California with my license here only, though I do learn about and network with attorneys across the country and realtors across the country. But almost without exception, you can finance a probate sale as any other property. Again, it's based on the seller's willingness to accept it. Most probate sales are ordinary sales. Maybe of a probate disclosure, maybe the sale proceeds go into the probate account rather than to the seller. But in terms of the transaction, most of them are no different than any other property sale in that you have conventional financing, FHA, VA, whatever the buyer and seller agree to. More often than not, or more often than standard, probate sale properties are worn down, thrashed, in some cases completely uninhabitable. I have one that's so bad, not only is the water running, but LA DWP, the LA Department of Water and Power, won't go on the premises because it's too scary to go in, it's dangerous for them, and they're charging my seller $9,000 a month for running water. And that's how stupid the city of LA is. But my point is, that property still could be sold with finance. It doesn't matter how bad the condition is. That's more common in probate than regular sales. So it's up to negotiate between the buyers and sellers. Now, there's a couple exceptions. When there's a court confirmation, the initial sale, the mistake some agents make is they think the initial buyer has to also have 10% down and make an offer, no contingencies. That's not true. All the court does is confirm the sale and then says any new buyer would have to come in with 10% deposit and pay cash and with contingencies. But they're confirming the original buyer on whatever terms the estate agreed to. Now, commonly, we'll ask that buyer to raise their deposit to 10%, and then we go to court for confirmation. But even there, that's not required. The law does not require the original buyer to put 10% down. They can go with 3% or 5% as long as it's noted, and then any other buyer has a chance to match those terms. So now go back to the beginning. Can you finance a probate sale? The answer is yes, as long as the seller agrees to that. Can the seller carry financing? Again, the answer is yes, as long as the seller agrees to it. It's more complicated because you have a seller might be multiple beneficiaries with an executor in the middle and or an attorney as well. So trying to convince 2, 3, 4, 5 more people can be more difficult, but it doesn't mean it's impossible. And sometimes that's where we create value as the agent in the process. So can you finance property and probate? The answer is yes. Good luck. And if I can help you, reach out. Thanks.